Oh, yeah, matcha better.
And begin. Start. Go.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
What?
I get to eat dinner all by myself. So hold on, alright, Ben.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I need to mute that. There we go. Here we are. All right. I show 5 people. 5 likes. Excellent. 6 people. I love it. Hello, everybody.
Do whatever you're gonna do, thing.
It's alright. It's just extra light on the side for me.
Alright, it's too much. Just
Nah, it's good. It's
I
good.
can fight with it.
Costa Mom says, send it.
She said send it like 10 minutes ago.
Did she
Oh,
really?
Son, have any of those guys got their goodies that they ordered from Stella?
Yep.
They did?
Yeah, like Costa Mom did like an unboxing video.
Maybe people
and
that had it shipped to them instead.
Maybe. I don't know. Come on, bud.
CeeLo says, can we discuss I've won 3 in a row?
Come on, buddy.
You. It's
What?
always about you.
Did he beat you?
I don't know.
Because if he did,
I'm
there's a
well.
reason.
My teams are mediocre at best in both my leagues that I'm playing in right now. So.
Did
Ooh,
you
look at
lose this week in our league?
Costa Mom, Andrea, yeah, I got smacked down by Megan. Smacked. Because I think I lost. I'd have to go and look, but if I remember correctly, like one guy ended up being out, so he got 0 points. Like Fan only got like a point. So
Oh, yeah.
my team pretty much just crapped themselves.
Yeah.
All right, CeeLo, all right. Getting back to Molly Rock, but... Oh, all right, Molly. Good deal. What's up, Pierce? Ah, you're going to meet Lily. That's very cool. Oh, CeeLo says he's sorry. CeeLo's jealous. That's what's going on there. CeeLo's jealous. I'm going to update my ticker at the bottom real quick because I think it needs to say 171. How's everybody doing? Are we all doing all right? Have we had a good Monday, Tuesday?
I know.
I guess.
With the holiday.
It's like, you know.
Oh,
the
we had a holiday. Not every
so-
state had a holiday.
This is very true. Yes,
We had Indigenous Peoples
we had
Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Let's see.
We froze for a hot sec.
There better be a live stream of something. Yeah, oh, I'm sure we did freeze. I am 100% not doubting that. Thank you very much, Streamlabs. Thank you very. Oh, well, it's better than Prism. I don't know if it's better than StreamYard. I haven't tried StreamYard
Listen,
yet.
these people that are already asking us
But-
questions, we were gonna take them at the end of the
Are they?
show.
We'll take
but
questions
I'll-
at the end of the show. Yeah. Should I trade? Oh, Galladay, Sutton, and Madison for Julio and Gesicki.
So I'm gonna trade value chart,
Yes.
and they give you
They
values
do.
for PPR and non-PPR. So like in our league, when you do a trade, because a lot of leagues vote on trades, or they just go through, and sometimes they're really one-sided. So what we do in our league is, if you offer a trade to somebody else, if they're within 5 points, then we say it's a pretty even trade. So
Yep.
Galladay and Sutton and Madison.
So I
Is that Michael Thomas, MT? Julio?
would assume it's Michael Thomas. Hold on, let's see what he says. Is that it? CeeLo, that's what we're asking too. Who is MT? Michael Thomas, maybe? Hey, Devora. Hello, Coaster Mom. I think that was Parker, I think was his name. Or their name. 170.
I lose it. Like I have to write it down because I can't see it.
MT is Michael Thomas, yes.
All right, where the heck did it go? Galladay. Galladay's probably gonna be worthless.
So
That's something I want to talk about today.
yeah, here's my opinion on him is if he was healthy and playing, I would say you'd be crazy. Because when he's been in, so he started the first game, he had a great game. Second game he gets hurt, he comes back, he does okay, now he gets hurt. I struggle to see the value in keeping him on the roster.
Well, the problem with Kenny Galladay is that
know.
Kadarius Toney did so good this week that plus he's injured and Sterling Shepard's coming back. He's probably not going to have a job.
Yeah, and Tony, they already know Tony's going to cut into his time.
Cut into his time?
Yeah, because he's doing so well.
He was playing with Kenny Galladay and he got 50% of the shares.
That's what I'm saying. So
and that was 50% of all targets in the
altogether,
Giants.
Yeah, in
offense.
the whole
So
offense,
we're talking about Evan Ingram, any other receivers.
I would. It's a hard sell.
Booker
to keep him. I think on a roster at this point.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Unless you're in like a 14-team league, and the guys coming off the wire are literally 5th and 6th string guys, but I think it's a struggle to keep them.
And Cortland Sutton, Jerry, with Jerry Judy's coming back.
Right.
Thomas has been doing good.
Yep.
So.
And Patrick's getting fed a little bit.
Yeah. So
Patrick's getting fed. So.
Noah Fant's still there. I mean, just my gut is telling me that yes, you should trade.
I would trade him.
All three of those: Galladay, Sutton, Madison for Michael Thomas, who's going to come back and get the lion's share, hopefully.
Yeah, I would assume so, as long as he's healthy. As long as he's healthy and he can prove that he's like Michael Thomas.
I highly doubt.
You know what I mean?
Well, so last year he had the same situation where he started out, he wasn't starting at the beginning of the year, he had injuries, coming back. I highly doubt that 2 years in a row he could suck coming back.
Yeah,
especially with Jameis. Jameis is a gunslinger. He'll throw balls to anybody. So Julio definitely.
Let's see. It's Kenny Galladay.
He's just always a threat for Tennessee. And Gesicki is prime because they're down like 2 receivers in Miami. So
I would say
he's a receiving target. So I would say yes.
Hey Brian, Julio does scare me with the injury factor, but if he can stay healthy, I think he would be he has the potential to be highly productive if he can stay healthy. And
the especially if you're receiving Thomas, Julio, and Gesicki, especially if you have some crap at tight end. Because Madison's not going to be worth much if Cook comes back, and he will.
I'm assuming Cook's going to come back.
Yeah, I don't know if you have Madison just on your bench. If you have him because he's your backup to Cook, then maybe.
Yeah, you might be going like, well,
yeah,
right.
but you could probably pick up Madison is probably 80% of Cook when Cook's out.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's a fair assessment.
But if you don't have Dalvin Cook, then Madison's trash to you. Galladay is, I think, probably a cut candidate.
I would say.
I'm gonna look that up while we're
and now
talking
it looks like he has, I think it's a hyperflex knee.
Yeah.
Right? I think he got a hyperflex knee is what they ruled him with. So now, I would say, he's probably going to be on the shelf for a couple of weeks at this point.
And I have him on my bench, and he's just breaking my heart, and I can't figure out. It's not worth the drama, and the fact of the matter is that any work that was extra is going to go to Kadarius Toney.
Ooh.
Provided that he's not going to get suspended for swinging a punch at that guy.
No, right? So
but they can't take him back now. Now that he's been released, they can't let the public knows he's there. They're not gonna.
CeeLo says, name the 3 guys that you would. What does he say? Name the 3 guys
were at the end.
You would trade for right now. Buy low.
Buy low, like they stunk.
Ooh.
Well, if you're looking, I'll tell you, Sean will forget and he won't rewatch this.
Probably not.
I'm thinking that full buy low candidates. I was gonna say
full buy low candidates.
Because I'm over here thinking I'm in a struggle this week whether I need another tight end because I have George Kittle.
Oh.
And I picked up Conklin and he was garbage. And he had 2, maybe 1.
Yeah, but I think that was that's literally when you picked him up. That is literally like a blindfolded dart throw.
Right.
Yeah.
So people that I'm looking for that I'm expecting to pick up on that position would be I'm looking at Ricky Seals-Jones and Evan Ingram.
Okay. Yep.
Either one I'd be happy with getting. I put in a waiver for one, so good luck. Although you put in a waiver for a different position. So
I did.
It looks like to me going forward with the injuries. I mean, if you guys saw the Giants game, it was a bloodbath. They were. I mean, Daniel Jones went down, and I thought he was going to go right down to the ground. They were knocking people out left and right.
He was leading with
ankle.
the front of his helmet.
He he ducked and
right.
He caused that.
He was the maker of his own demise.
Right, but then he got up and he scary stumbled.
Yeah, because he got his bell rang. I heard Daniel Jones is available. AJ Brown.
I don't think Daniel Jones is the worst option if he was available in your league. It's just I don't know how quick he'll clear the protocol. I mean, it's such a crapshoot. All concussion protocols. Sometimes
Allen.
it takes a while. I wouldn't. Oh, you got Josh Allen.
Oh.
Well, then you're all set.
Right? Like,
until
seriously.
When is the Bipocalypse? Week 7?
Yes.
I think so.
I think so. I'd have to look at the...
Yeah, it's insane.
Sorry if my computer's loud. We are just filing through stuff. Let's see. Let me go. I gotta scroll back a little bit because I was trying to look.
I feel like we should do what we're normally doing and then tell the people that we'll answer questions at the end.
So hello, Lisa T.
But I don't know whoever asked about big buy lows. I guess it's very dependent on your needs, but probably Hawkinson,
Rojo,
Mixon, Kittle while he's on IR. Any of the players that are on short-term IR would probably be good buy lows if you don't need to win right now. But I'm 2-3. I need to win now. I know it sounds crazy to be. It's early in the season, but it's not.
But so in terms of fantasy, it's not.
If you're not 4-1,
right,
then you're not guaranteed you need to be.
Yeah, you need to stop making your waiver wire moves. All right, so let's try to get back on track.
Let's start with the news.
Yes, and you want to lead with
John Gruden.
Yes. We're gonna lead with John Gruden.
No, if you do not have the sleeper app on your phone, you're really missing out because I catch stuff before our league does. And last night I was proud of the fact that I was 3 minutes before the TV about John Gruden leaving. So yeah, if you don't have that, it's key.
Sleeper app.
Yeah.
It's help. And I read right before we started this, I read now they're finding that he had pictures sent to him from the Washington football team's executive they've now found.
Well, that's
traded pictures with him for sure.
Right, yeah, that's where they got a lot of communication from because they have official emails and they can look back and all that stuff.
So here's where Gruden made a huge mistake. He was using his own personal email, which would not have been a subpoenaable thing except the people he's communicating with were using their NFL football team emails. So when the investigators go in and they subpoena the NFL email addresses, by default his personal email address comes up. He should have kept better track if he was, if he's like this and this is his thing and the way he talks or whatever, whether it's, your opinion is whether it's right or wrong, regardless of that, he should have been smart enough to say.
Years ago, I'm sure that back then he wasn't thinking that the NFL has really cracked down on, equality and we're not even just talking gender equality, we're talking sexuality, color, everybody stop the hate. So that's been a new thing. I'm sure he never saw that coming, but once a jerk, always a jerk. They're gonna find out.
Yeah, so Chad brings up a good point. Is the investigation into Dan Snyder from the WFT, right? Is really kind of where the root of all this kind of goes back to. So where are those charges? Because I haven't seen those all over the news, if there are any.
I mean, I
have you heard of any? I have
no,
not.
I wouldn't be surprised though if that's not the only team that we're gonna hear stuff out of.
And I would imagine that you're gonna see more people get bagged.
Yeah.
And brought up.
Absolutely.
Before the court of the NFL and public opinion and legal justice system before this is over.
Absolutely. So, and I don't, as far as the implications for the Raiders, you know, I thought that they started off really good this year, but they did kind of crap out the past couple weeks. They didn't look as good. That's definitely.
And I would think that's his situation is attributing to them. Because he's probably not as focused as
definitely
he should
at least
be.
This week. I mean, because it was announced on Friday,
yeah.
So for them to have that going into this weekend, I'm sure some of the players were angry.
Yeah, and from what I understood is that they didn't have a practice.
Yeah, I believe that.
They didn't practice because they wanted the players to have time to
and the
process
assistant
and
coach who has worked with John Gruden for 13 years or something. Is who's taking over interim for now, so I would.
Isn't he the special teams coach?
Something like
I think
that.
he is.
He's gonna be. I mean, they're probably gonna be running the same offense that they've been running. And they're a heavy offense team, just because of the way that Gruden runs teams. But
I would only imagine
right
that.
Now, anyway.
I mean, I don't think you could go in there. Not at this point. I mean, we're talking week 6, 7. Where are we at now? 6. We're at week 6. I think we're at week 6. It's tough to go in when you're a special teams coach, and now you want to rip up the playbook. A third of the way through your season and start again. So
no, they won't.
They will definitely run all of their same plays with little wrinkles.
I think that you should taper your expectations.
Sherry Ma says a couple of deflated balls look like child's play.
No, they don't.
That's right. You go on. You tell them.
I think that I would taper your expectations for any big names that you've been having issues with the Raiders. I wouldn't expect that any of that gets better. I think what you might see is, on a positive, if you own somebody like Bryan Edwards, you might see the ball going around a little bit more.
Yes.
They might change up a game plan than Gruden. Should I close that window?
Yeah, just leave it. It's hot in here.
As long as they can't hear that dog.
They probably hear the dog barking in the background.
Anyway, so I would say that there's a chance that, Waller has been hit or miss. I know that the producer in my house has Waller on her fantasy team.
Does she really?
Oh, and she's always screaming at him, because he's not doing enough. So he's hit or miss. I wouldn't expect him to get any better, and I wouldn't expect Josh Jacobs is this year. I feel like he's a borderline running back too.
Yeah.
You can. I can make you fit if you need to fit.
Do you need to get by?
I just need a leash. Red one, please.
Stand by.
Sorry. Red leash. I can get the little dog.
Let's see. What else are we looking at here? So.
Can't get the leash.
Oh.
I'm getting close.
As some of you guys have probably heard, if you follow football, even though I guess a little bit, and you're playing fantasy, is Hilaire went down. So.
Oh, injuries.
Yep. Looks like Williams will probably take over, and there was somebody else, and I still can't remember who I read.
You mean on that same team?
Yeah, was it
I'm pulling
Booker?
up the depth chart for you.
Booker?
No,
Was somebody going to
is...
sign?
No. It's the Kansas City Chiefs looked into Marlon Mack.
No.
I saw that today. I was like, yeah, good luck.
It wasn't even.
I
don't think it was really the Kansas City.
The next one, Jerick McKinnon.
Nope. No, who was it? Oh my gosh, now I can't remember.
Regardless, the only one that's worth your time is Daryl Williams.
Yes. Yeah, so if you don't have him rostered, now's the time.
And really, Clyde has been breaking my heart, from a distance. Mahomes believed in him so much last year. That was the one thing that he told Andy Reid, if we're going to get we got to get Clyde. And they drafted him early, and he's been okay.
Hey, he's been terrible, but he hasn't been great.
He hasn't been enough to waste their first round draft pick on. So,
where is?
I feel like they're a pass heavy offense. I mean, of course they've got Tyreek and they've got Kelsey. So and then the other receivers are actually really good on that team. And now they have Josh Gordon, and he's going to be a huge deep threat. He's going to vampire random points from you guys. Yep. They're going to play him, and he's huge.
I rostered him as a bench guy in our league because I'm thinking in like 3 or 4 weeks, he's going to get the ball. I'm curious to see how many points he gets.
He's going to get like 2 or 3 catches in a day.
That's what
one,
I'm thinking.
One
maybe a touchdown.
Might be a touchdown.
Maybe.
Like a long touchdown. But he's not anybody that you're ever going to want to play unless like you're in Bipocalypse.
Right.
But there's
I
probably...
think I'm going to be at one point in our league.
Next week, probably.
Yeah.
There's going to be, 7 other wide receivers that are going to guarantee you, like, 10 points in a non-PPR league that you should probably play instead of Josh Gordon, who might get you 14 on 1 week if he catches a touchdown.
He's riding my bench for a while.
I wouldn't even roster him.
So, interesting fact is that...
Yeah, Shari, I know. I don't know what's wrong with the Chiefs. I wouldn't believe that they're not going to turn it around. They have looked like, I don't know what they did. They sold their offensive line or something. They look like trash.
My God. I think they compete with Patriots for the worst offensive line right now.
They're gonna pick things up. They have to. They're the Chiefs. Come on. I mean, not that much has changed. Coaching staff's the same. Mahomes looks good. I mean, he's just running for his life, but he looks good.
Brian Cases. Remind me of what happened to the Chiefs the other night?
Shellacked. Although it was fun to watch at home.
No, I would not waste a waiver claim, but if he was in free agency and you had nothing better to do with your roster, yeah, I would not waste a waiver on Josh Gordon, not even a little.
Absolutely not.
No. If you can't pick him up in free agency, I wouldn't even look at him.
I wouldn't even look at him in free agency.
Lamar Jackson. So
oh my God.
I heard this, and I didn't believe it until I read it. Lamar Jackson has 1,860 yards, which is more than 18 other NFL teams. He is like...
insane.
He's like number 3. It's like team, Lamar Jackson, team.
Yeah, he like...
in terms of total yards, like on the year.
He's like... Did you see the game last night?
Most of it, yeah. Because I was flipping between them and the Red Sox.
It was like, I don't watch baseball, just so you all know.
Yeah, no. She does not watch baseball.
I mean, I've been to Red Sox games. I've seen Red Sox games, but I do not follow baseball. It's too slow. But anyway, Lamar Jackson last night, it's like he ate one of those Super Mario mushrooms.
Oh my God, you're not kidding.
Was it like 3 and 10 at halftime?
Yeah.
And then it was like, just kidding.
You're like, haha, I'm back. Oh, watch me do this.
Can I throw 6 touchdowns? Yeah, I think I can get you 6 touchdowns. And begin.
And it was funny because during the day on the ride home, I was listening to the radio. I can't remember if it was EEI or the Sports Hub out here. And they were talking about how...
Chad.
Right? Did you see that? How... He must be crying.
Jesus,
he
how
must
many
be
quarterbacks
crying.
do you have? You put both of them on your bench. What kind of league are you running? It better be a super flex. Anyway, go on.
So, they were talking about how Lamar Jackson, they're like, oh, he's never been a passer, and that's what's killed him. He's been great to run or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's true. Like, Lamar Jackson has never been he's never been one of the great passers, but he's been a good quarterback.
He's a team by himself.
Right? Yeah, because he had the ability to run. They were like, oh, he can't keep it up forever. They got to do something different. I was like, oh, and it was making sense. And when the game started, I was like, yep, this is what they're talking about. And then I don't know what they're putting in their Gatorade, but it's got to be some kind of super fuel because that man came out in the second half, and I kept flipping back and forth between football and baseball, and I kept going, oh my God, look at this score. The Ravens are going to come back, and they're going to win this game. Look at this score. I could not believe it. It was incredible.
Maybe he went and took one of those super dumps like he did last year. He left the game last year for cramps, right?
He did, right?
Maybe he just needed...
He's like...
Yeah.
And get all those endorphins and chemicals.
Boy, do I feel fast.
Woo! That extra pound I just let off. Watch me now.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. So anyway, what else you got for news there, sir? My news looks like crap news. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Well, Juju's on IR for the rest of the year. Is that what I saw? Something like that?
Yep, I saw that.
Tua's coming back this week. I care. All the Dolphins are going to get magically better. I love you, Jacoby Brissett, but you're not good enough.
So
He's no
do
Tua.
I put Beckham in or do I take him out?
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, so that's
When is Jarvis Landry coming back? Miss, should I put Beckham in or put him out?
right. So that's been the big question. Because of his injuries, it's been like I know several people that have held on to OBJ, and
It's just the name.
So he just doesn't do it for me this year. In past years, I'd be like, yeah, I know he's hurt, but he's coming back. Hold on to him. This year,
I think
I'm
like
like
you'd be lucky if you could trade him for.
I don't really know if he's worth the time of day.
He's not.
I think, unfortunately,
You couldn't trade him to me.
he's fallen into the same categories like a Kenny Galladay.
I didn't even pick him up.
Like, I don't know if you really want to hold on to
Kenny,
this
I
guy.
would rather have Kenny Galladay.
I think I may rather have Kenny
You may?
Galladay this year.
I'd rather have Allen Robinson.
Can you please go drink
Injured.
some water?
Trash. I know. Just so we're clear, I wouldn't want Allen Robinson. So, like,
Trash.
no.
Trash.
Who believes in the Bears? Not I.
Not I. Who are the Bears? Are they even a team anymore?
No. They're the Teddy Bears.
Oh, coach.
Hey, Bill.
Always with the hey. I heard the Bills are in first in the AFC and the AFC East.
Oh, of course they are.
Of course they are.
I'm not sassing the Bills at all. They're fantastic.
They're a really good team. Like, surprisingly good. Although I did question their defense a couple weeks ago, but I think that was just a fluke. I think they just had an off. They were having
and that
an off
happens.
day,
I think
but
that like sometimes a
they've
team
been
will
solid.
a team will really scheme out somebody that's doing well,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be like, "Wow, surprise!" That's what I hope. Speaking of moving on, I hope that's what happened to the Patriots this week.
Oh my God!
I doubt it.
Holy Jesus!
but-
Was that a tough game? Yeah. That was a tough game. We ended up.
I mean, just so you know, I have Patriots themed cupcakes every Sunday. And I have a superstition that if I eat more cupcakes, they'll do better. And I was panicking.
Oh really?
The cupcakes. I was like, I don't know how many cupcakes I can eat.
I ended up. I started watching the game and something happened, and I missed like half of the third through like almost the whole fourth quarter. And I came back and I'm like, oh my God! I sat
We
down, I
should've
turned
lost.
the game on, and I yelled to Stephanie. I'm like, Stephanie, you're not gonna believe this. The Patriots are actually gonna win this game. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, considering they were down by like more than 10 points for a majority of the game, they're gonna win right here on this like field goal. I fell out of the chair.
It was
Totally fell out of the chair.
shocking. I hope
Like,
it's a fluke.
help, I've fallen and I can't get up. We're on the way, Mr. Urban.
And I felt that Mack played well. I mean, like I know I defended him last week. I thought he played pretty well.
He did okay.
It shouldn't. It was not him. Like when I was watching last year, and you're like looking at Cam Newton, you're like, you are a suckfest, and you're pulling us.
You're
down.
trash.
You're pulling
You're
us. with you.
trash.
So I didn't feel that way about.
No,
Mac
and
Jones.
Mac Jones is still a rookie. I don't know if, I wouldn't say he's the best rookie in the league, but he's solid. He's not.
Doesn't he have the
bowl of
best
suck.
rookie numbers in the league?
I
though?
think he does. But
It's
I don't
probably because he
believe he's
also-
the best rookie.
Well, he's the best. He's probably the
But-
best rookie out of the ones that have been starters the whole time.
Yes, that maybe. Yeah.
Like he's
What's the deal with Trey Lance?
Trey Lance got
Speaking
injured.
of, he got hurt?
He hurt his
but-
knee or something.
Did I hear he was going to start this week?
No, he's not gonna. No
He's
way.
not going to start this week.
I don't think so.
I thought I'd read somewhere he was
He-
slated to start this week.
He didn't do that great. So and they lost.
Right.
So I think that the fans, if not the ownership, will probably be calling for Jimmy to come back. Jimmy's not even a bad quarterback. I don't know why.
I don't think he's terrible.
He's fine. He got them to the Super Bowl.
I was
so
pissed off when they traded him away from here.
yeah. I
I
mean,
did
I
not
didn't
see
want to
those
keep him. He was too
stats.
old to like be a replacement for us.
Mm.
They waited too
Yes,
long.
yeah.
But I didn't want to see him go either.
Trey Lance tweaked his knee. Oh, they have a bye on week 6.
So maybe.
So maybe he does come back for week
But
7 then.
I don't think that when you watch the 49ers, it doesn't look like their offense is set up for a mobile quarterback like that. Not that Jimmy's not mobile. He's way more mobile than, Tom.
Oh yeah, anybody's more mobile than Tom.
But I mean, when you watch these teams, it's a completely different game. I mean, it's like, a running team like the Ravens. That's what they do. They're on the ground. That is not what the 49ers look like. And they can't do it with just one real great player. I mean, they just had Elijah Mitchell come back this past week. They've got Jeff Wilson's coming back, probably. I'm not even interested in really anybody else.
Just them two will open up that team a little bit.
Sermon's a joke. So,
but
they're not. That's what I mean. They're not structured to be a running team. Like, even that you're gonna see. I think the Ravens are gonna struggle too because you can't have Lamar run everything. He's gonna get injured. He's gonna break down. And since they've killed 4 running backs already?
Yep. 4.
I mean, I know they have Latavius Murray, they were all saying that Tyson Williams looked more explosive. Yeah, I watched them, and he did not look explosive to me.
At all. Not even a little.
Latavius Murray looked like the only, NFL caliber back on the team, and he's not even that good.
He's not.
The big blue bug is going to be the Hulk.
I would say... Oh! That's right. So Chad is a 49ers fan.
Oh. Welcome,
and he
Chad.
says that the system is built for Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Not for TL. I would agree. Hang on one second. Here they come.
Will we come back in
Everybody's coming back. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, so
we're back up.
Kyle Shanahan likes to surprise people, so I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden, Trey Lance is better, and then there's one game where they shell shock, bamboozle somebody, but it's definitely throwing heavy.
Did you see numbers? Sherry Mar wants to know, did we see numbers comparing Mack to Brady as rookies?
Oh.
I did not. I think it was a graphic.
I probably did.
I think it was a graphic on the TV. I think it was a graphic they posted, but I honestly didn't pay any attention to him.
I thought that was last week that I saw.
Coach says Mack needs to throw the ball deeper than 8 yards. He's garbage until then.
Well, listen, if he can't throw it further than 8 yards, I don't want him throwing it.
That's it.
But you're right. He definitely needs to work on...
He needs to throw deeper
I don't
balls.
even think he's throwing them 8 yards. He's doing 4-yard passes, which is good if it's going to keep going that way. But sometimes it doesn't work out so much. But not with what we have. I mean, our wide receivers are trying to pick up the slack. I'm seeing a lot of good grabs from Aguilar and Myers.
Finally, they're using their hands.
But no, it's not gonna. You're right. If that was Coach that said that, you're right. It's definitely not gonna. It's not gonna work out that way.
Oh, we have a new person in here.
Hello, new person.
A name I don't recognize, I should say. Chase Wellner wants to know since.
Oh, you know what I heard on the way here?
It's her on COVID. Should I start Ertz against Tampa over Hunter
yes,
Henry?
100%.
Yes,
100%.
yes.
Because there's no Goddard.
Yes.
Start
him.
It's been Goddard and Ertz. And they've been sharing.
Yep.
And since Goddard's out,
Ertz is
the
going
answer.
to eat. Yep.
Absolutely.
He's
but only
eat.
for 1 week.
Then
run as far away as you can.
I understand why he's asking about Hunter Henry because Hunter Henry finally had a great week. But that is a one-off.
Hunter Henry's going to get better, but he's not going to be... if you need a tight end this week and those are your options, the answer is Ertz.
Is Ertz. 100%.
Yes.
And I would say, if you...
Henry might get a touchdown.
Here or there. He's not going to
get
have the weekly 2-touchdown,
You'd be lucky
50 to 100-yard game or whatever. It's not going to happen.
Ertz is going to get a lot of volume this week.
More volume, and I think... all in all, just in general, outside of this week, he's going to get more work than Henry will get anyways, which should maybe make him a little bit more favorable. Although I don't know what their matchups are.
Personally, I would rather have Henry down the stretch. But if you are, like we were talking about earlier, if you are a team that needs to secure wins right now, Ertz is the answer. Especially if you already have him on your roster or if you think nobody's going to pick him up. If I needed a 1 week, I would probably.
And it depends. Are you playing PPR, or are you playing just straight up league too?
Yeah, because I think that Ertz will get a lot of volume.
Yes, Coach.
Short yardage on some stuff.
Yep.
But he's gonna get a lot.
He won a game for me too.
Who?
Andrews.
Oh yeah, he did really good last night.
Let me see. Where did he end up? So now I'm gonna call up my fantasy stuff.
But don't forget that that was an insane game with overtime, high score.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen all the time.
Let's see. So this is the PPR league. I have 2 empty spots on my roster. Oh, yeah. So
Nobody cares about your team.
at all.
Unless they're in your league, which is entirely possible that half these people are.
Well, not half, but there's a couple. So,
But if they were, and they were listening to what you were interested in, they might poach them.
they could. Where is last week's scores?
What do you need? Mark Andrews' score from yesterday? I get it for you. Is that what you want?
Yeah, because I usually do it on my phone. So let's see. I'm trying to use like the desktop
Well, I have
version when I don't use
In
it.
a non-PPR league, he got 30.7.
Oh, game log. There it is. So this week he pulled.
What's up, tiny influencer?
Hey,
What you need?
Yeah.
She's coming in.
what are you doing? Say hello. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Hello.
See you later.
Good night already.
Hello,
Yeah,
guys.
probably. All right.
Man,
So
I need to live at this
situational
house so I
odd.
can go to bed at quarter
Game
to 7.
on. Oh man, I can't find it. Let me
What
see.
do you need? Mark Andrews?
Yeah.
I just brought him up.
Where
I
is
told
it?
you it was
Let's see.
30.7 in a non-PPR league.
Yeah, oh yeah, 30.7
30.7.
non-PPR, right?
And with PPR, he had 11 receptions,
11
so he would have been
receptions.
41.
Yeah, like 41. So, Coach, if you had him and he got you 47, where was that? Because, man... Oh, Chase PPR. I got to bank it. Yeah, huh? Oh, yeah, so, yep. Yeah, I see what he's saying. Yes.
I mean, even in a
Yes.
non-PPR league,
Chase Wellner, yes.
it's
Ertz
insane.
all day. Put him in. You will not be sad.
Yeah, Chase, I wouldn't even
You
worry
will
if
not
it
be
was
sad. Put him
non-PPR.
in.
Put him in.
Put him in. So, hold on. I'm flipping back, so I'm scrolling back up through the chat.
Coach is sending you something. I don't know what that means.
He's sending me something? Alright, hang on. We're going to see here. 3, 4, 2. Hi, Christina. Christina G is here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button if you're just getting here. Lack of confidence, yep. I'm just scrolling back through the chat really quick.
I like how people ask us questions and then leave. Like, you just trust us? You don't even know us. Maybe we really suck at fantasy football.
Is it Pittsburgh is on a bye? I'll be honest with you. I dropped that defense like week 3.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I picked up Carolina in one league. I streamed Las Vegas the last 2 weeks.
Anybody curious to see how Carolina's going to do with Gilmore after week 7 when he's available? Do you think he's magically going to come back? Because I don't think he was really needing to be on the pup.
No, I think they just couldn't work out his contract.
100%.
That's exactly why he was there. As
I don't
a matter
think
of
they're that
fact,
great, but
I heard on
I'll
the
be
way
curious to
home, I was listening to EEI because they have like Maloney and Fourier's on there and stuff. And so obviously Fourier is plugged into the locker room still. So, oh, that's what he said. Yeah, we found it. Yeah, you do, Chad. So, they said there was somebody, I don't know who it was, if it was some NFL insider came out with why they couldn't come to terms. Because it's not that the Patriots didn't want to pay him.
yeah, they tried.
They wanted to pay him based on incentives more than base salary. And Gilmore wanted the base salary. So it's not like the Patriots weren't saying, no, we don't have the money. The Patriots were just being nudges and being like, no, we just don't want to give it to you in a base salary. We want you to go out there and make 20 catches in 20 interceptions in 5 games, please. Sort of stuff.
Well, I don't think it was that.
And
that
Gilmore,
high set.
no. But I mean, that's a very facetious answer. But it was stuff like that. And Gilmore was like, dude, I am worth this base salary. So they were like, no, we just can't work anything out. And come to find out, the only call made was to Carolina because there are a bunch of teams today like, dude, we would have made like a great deal, more than a 6th round pick 2 years from now. And obviously Bill didn't shop around. So this deal was not, Bill's always about the team, everything for the team. This was not for the team. This trade was made for the player.
Yes.
But
100%.
and I firmly believe that this trade was made for the player.
Well, he's also.
You can't convince me otherwise.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if I didn't see the contract. I don't know if they just took the rest of our contract or if they have him for 2 years.
They will. So he got traded. So they'll pick up. The Patriots have to pick up so much money in his base. Carolina's picking up the rest. They're giving us a pick. And his contract expires, I believe, at the end of
This year, I thought.
this year. So that means he'll have to negotiate going forward. I'm assuming that they'll negotiate, if not by the end of the season, before March of the off season.
I wouldn't be
because that's when it needs
surprised
to be
if,
done by.
like,
So.
in either this year or next year, if Gilmore retires. I mean,
Think so? How old
yeah.
is he now?
I think he's like 34.
Oh, really? I thought he was only like 31, 32.
I mean,
Is he that old?
I think I don't know. We're gonna find out. He's 31.
He's 31.
31,
Yeah.
but for a quarterback,
He's only got a few. He's probably got, if he's lucky, he's got maybe 4 years left in him. Most backs, most defensive corners.
but the
are not
fact that
playing
he went
beyond
back to
35,
his like
so
home team makes me think that he's probably gonna grab like one more contract, and
I would
that's
think,
gonna be the
and
end
probably
of his career
about
and
it.
retire as
Yeah.
a Panther because
Yep.
he wants to, unless the Panthers become a joke, which they sort of looked like maybe they're crapping out.
yeah,
but
a little bit.
Hopefully they fix that.
But I would assume that that's why he would want to go there also.
Yeah, 100%. So.
Hold on one
it is
second.
what it
I
is.
gotta fix one thing. Go. All right. So now we're into the witching hour. So ask more questions.
Well, I was gonna ask
Unless
again. We
you
should
got
maybe
something
look
else?
at last week we looked at some of the matchups if we were interested. We can let them
You got 'em?
dictate that. I can pull those up.
Anybody have any questions about matchups? Maybe as we get into the final 15 or so minutes.
I was gonna say we did look at like transaction trends, whether we believed in them or not.
Oh,
sort of like
yeah.
waiver pickups,
Yep.
things like that we were interested in. So maybe we should do that because
All right.
let's look
see
at
here.
the games real quick, and I'll tell you if I even care. The Bucks at the Eagles is probably going to be a high scoring affair. I'm thinking.
Bucks at Eagles. I would say probably. I could see that being a shootout.
I'm not sure what the over under is on that game, but
I could get lines if you want to go that far.
if you feel like it.
Sure. Let's see. So
The Dolphins and the Jaguars are going to be hilarious. I'm not sure if we get it in our home market. You still haven't given me a Sunday ticket thing.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
You said that last time, just
Yeah.
like you said snacks the other day.
No snacks. No more snacks.
Ain't no snacks.
Ain't no snacks. Let's see. So Tampa. So the Bucks Eagles. It is. So the Buccaneers are minus 278 to win. Phillies plus 230. The point spread is 7.
I'm foreseeing that it's gonna be somewhere.
And the under over is 52.5. It's
Yeah.
52.5. So
I think that you're gonna get a lot of points out
I
of it.
think
I
so.
think that the Eagles are gonna lose, but I think there's gonna be a lot of targets going to Zach Ertz,
yes. Yep.
like we previously discussed, and Hurts will run a lot, and it'll be hilarious. It'll be great. And maybe Gronk will be back, and
Ooh,
maybe Tom
that
Brady
could
will
be
throw
fun.
another 5 touchdowns to whoop their pieces. I don't know. Yeah, the Dolphins, Jaguars. The Jaguars suck.
It's a 3.5 point spread. So, and it looks like the Dolphins are minus 189 and the Jags are plus 160. So
You don't say.
And the under over is 46 points.
Okay.
Wow, 46 points
That's
in
a
that game?
lot of
That
points.
sounds really high.
It's probably because Jacoby Brissett's still the quarterback. But if
Maybe.
Tua comes back, I get it.
That's a high over under.
You ain't kidding.
Holy
Vikings,
crap.
Panthers, that's going to be a game that I'm really probably not interested
No
in
snacks
watching.
is just plain nonsense. We'll have snacks as soon as the owls show up.
I
We'll have
bought
lots
my
of
own
snacks.
snacks.
Well, no, not your owls. As soon as our owls show up.
46.
46 is in the Dolphins and Jags.
That's
46.
a lot more points than I expected the Jaguars
That's-
to score. To be
well,
honest, I'm looking at
You know, they're talking. I mean, the under over the
It's only
46
3.5.
is the point spread's 3.5. The under-over is like the combined point
That's what
total
I'm saying.
between the two teams. I cannot imagine that both teams are
I
going to score.
I can't imagine the Jaguars scoring somewhere around 25 points. Oh,
I
heck
cannot.
no.
I don't.
Absolutely not. What's the next game you got on there?
So the next one is the Packers and the Bears. That's a 46-point under-over. The spread's 4.5. And the Packers are at -200, and the Bears at +170. So
That I believe score-wise, except I don't know how I feel about Justin Fields. The Packers will score a lot of points, I believe.
I think the Packers will. And maybe that's where. So maybe that's where the under-over being so high is gonna come from. Is they're banking on the Packers like scoring an enormous amount of points and
But we're into
You're right, Costa Mom.
the thoughts of picking up Devonte Booker.
Yep.
He looked really good.
Who and
Is
it's gonna bother me. Like we're gonna be like
Oh, I just
Thursday.
deleted
We're gonna
something
be
on
at
that.
we'll
Not
be at
Booker.
Tin Can Thursday, and I'll be like, hey, I remember the name.
Not Booker. It's Williams. Williams. Sorry, I'm like there's so many. Every running back. Did you know? Heard something yesterday. I think that there's only like 4 teams in the NFL that are their lead running back is still playing
Really?
from week 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Chad, I would agree that yes, I think that
Yeah.
that the Packers are going to put up 30 points. I don't know if the Bears can put up 14, 15, 16 points on the Packers though. That's where my hiccup comes in. I'm like, all right, so if the Packers put up like 30, I'm like or like say like maybe the Packers put up like 35. So I'm like, okay, so if the Packers put up 35, are the Bears gonna score a touchdown and a field goal? I'm like,
But they
maybe
let the
Maybe.
Bengals come at them pretty hard last
they
week.
did, and I don't know. I would like to think that maybe that was a fluke, but maybe not. Maybe that is, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was not a fluke.
I think it's with the Packers, it's a defense problem. Like the offense is going to score a ton of points. It's just a matter of that the defense is
Coach
letting these
thinks
other teams
the
like
Packers
fly
D
at.
is a sieve. It is
That's
not
what I'm
great.
saying.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's
but-
not Aaron Rodgers in the offense. It's not.
But can they
hold back the Bears? Jesus, I hope so.
Can the Bears offense actually put up that many points?
No.
To beat,
No.
right? So,
No. No, they cannot.
Who's the Bears? Chad wants to know who's the Bears quarterback? Trubisky, Foles, Cutler.
Okay, well, Trubisky's on the Bills.
On the Bills.
Just so we're clear.
Right.
It could be. I don't think Justin Fields, did he get injured? Because
I thought he was.
is he like really injured?
I thought he was just out for this past week, but that
He
could be different.
underwent tests on his hyperextended left knee.
Yeah.
Nothing major.
So maybe he'll be back.
As I'm looking at their depth chart, I think it was a good effort that you thought that Fields was going to do you some good. He's not ready. Maybe
No.
he'll be ready next year. Maybe he'll never be ready. Andy Dalton needs to retire.
Oh my God.
I love the Red Rocket. I would have loved him better than Cam Newton as our quarterback, but
All I can think of is Southpaw. Red Rocket, Red.
I'm sorry. I think Nick Foles is their
gosh.
best answer. I know he's sitting there
Which is
waving
terrible.
down.
But that's
Come
scary,
on.
but
Come on.
I could get on board with that. If you give me the choice between Foles and Dalton, I'm taking Foles. The Rams and the Giants, it's a 10.5 point spread. The Rams are minus 556.
Yeah,
The Giants
100%
are
they're
plus
They're gonna
425.
kill the Giants.
Yep, and it's a 47.5 over under. So I could see that definitely
I would
going over 47.5.
Yeah,
I could see
I
that.
would be very afraid if Daniel
No Red
Jones does
Rocket.
not play.
Yes. Yeah.
If Daniel Jones is not playing,
That's going to be a bad day for the
I don't
want
to play any of the
gonna be-
Giants in my heart. I mean, I was like, oh, when I was watching the game, I was like, oh, good, it's Mike Glennon. And then I was like, what happened to Mike Glennon?
Yeah, Coach, I think the Rams are going to blow them out.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think there's any question.
That's what they're paid for, right? I believe
So
this too. I believe
the Vikings and the Panthers.
The Vikings.
Yep. So Vikings are. It's a 1.5 point spread. Vikings are minus 118. Panthers are plus 100. And it's a 46.5 point spread. So
I believe that spread.
I could see that happening. I could see 46 points in that game.
Slightly under that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little less. It's going to be close, though.
It's going to be a good game, though.
It's going to be close.
That'll be a good game because the Panthers' defense will allow more than you want to go through. So it'll be high scoring, I bet.
Ooh, look at Chad calling the score. Rams 35-10.
Oh, Jesus,
I like it.
that bad?
I like when they call the score.
I mean, last night I was watching the game and I was like, man, Jonathan Taylor, you suck. And then he got like a 64-yard reception for a touchdown. And I was like, I'm going to keep insulting you so that you get me more points. It was not enough to overcome my opponent's 156-point score in a non-PPR league. But he made me not look like a clown.
I think the next game here, the Chiefs and the Washington football team.
Yes, they are both offense and their defenses suck.
Terrible.
They're gonna get a ton of points. You should play there's gonna be like a bonanza week. Everybody's gonna get 1 million points. Play everybody.
Oh wait, for those of you in a PPR league, this is the week.
Play all of them.
them.
All the Panthers, all of the Vikings. I know that Adam Thielen sucked last week. He's gonna come back.
It's just a one-off, I think.
It's gonna come right back in this game. You wait.
So
Gunslingers, here we go.
Chiefs in Washington. It's a 7-point spread with a 54.5 point under/over, and it's a plus 235 for Washington, a minus 303 for the Chiefs. So I believe that.
I want to believe it. I
that.
fear for the Chiefs' future.
If they continue to play like they did this past week. If they
can't turn it around this week, I know the football team is supposed to have this great defense that hasn't really showed up yet. But if they can't show it with Washington this week,
you're in trouble. I think they're in trouble. I'd be a little worried.
I'd be like trading high on any Kansas City players that I could.
So, Chargers and the Ravens. It's a 2.5 point spread, 51.5 under/over. The Chargers are plus 135 and the Ravens are minus 161.
It's going to be wild. That's going to be a high score.
What does that mean? That means that the Chargers, who are the underdog, if you pick them to win with a $10 bet, you win $23.50. So I think it's going to be an incredibly high scoring game. I'm surprised that over-under is not the top under/over of the week.
That game's probably going to look a lot like last night.
I think
That's
so.
what it's going to look like. Except the Chargers score faster than the Colts do.
They do.
And they're better than the Colts, so.
Let's see here.
Ooh, that's going to be hilarious crap.
The Texans and the Colts?
Yes.
9.5 point spread. The Texans are plus 350. The Colts are minus 455, and it's a 43 point under/over.
Play Cooks and Pittman. And nobody else.
I wanted Pittman this year in our league, and I couldn't. Where I was in the draft, I couldn't snatch him.
Yeah, you're welcome. He's mine.
So the Bengals and the Lions. Well, this one's almost a no-brainer, but it's a 3.5 point spread, which shocks me that it's that close. But Bengals are minus a 175. Lions are plus 150. 47.5 point game. My God. Who said? Somebody said it before. I don't know if I can scroll back. Let me go to my other screen.
Did anybody catch?
I think it was Chad who said. It was Chad, or maybe Pierce. Pierce said he was calling it that Detroit could be the first 0 team back-to-back years.
No, don't say
that's
that.
What I'm almost positive that's what he called before. I don't know if Pierce is still here.
He's probably right.
He could be right.
He's probably right. I just don't want to think it. Did you see? Who's that coach there? He was crying on TV in the interview.
Oh, yeah. He's that new guy over there for them, right?
Well, because it was Matt Patricia.
Right.
Who I haven't seen on the Patriots sideline. Dan Campbell.
How many corn dog nuggies? The over-under's 24.
Dan Campbell was crying on TV saying that his players put their all into it, and
Yes.
I want them to
I
pick it
saw
up
that
again
clip.
because you know what I want? I want TJ Hawkinson to do better than he doesn't have to get his 15, 18 points that he did the first couple weeks, but I need him to not get 2 points so that I can believe in playing him because you're not going to bench him.
Costa Mom. So Costa Mom comes from Pennsylvania.
Yes, I know.
So she frequents Hershey Park, and her favorite ride there is Sky Rush. So she says, I've got a question for you. How many times do you think I will ride Sky Rush on Saturday? Under or over 10? I think it depends. So there are variables that we can't account for.
How many corn dogs are you going to eat, though? Because that might skew how many times you...
I think it'll be over 10 if the park is not crowded on a Saturday.
Nah, it's going to be crowded.
But I think it's...
You're going to eat too many
it's
corn
gonna
dogs.
be over 10.
I'm aiming for 5.
Yeah, how many corn dog nuggies? Because that's why Sherry asked how many corn dog nuggies. That's hilarious. I love it. All right, so back to...
How many more you got?
Cardinals and Browns,
Ooh.
2.5 point spread, right?
That's
the
going to be another game. Play
The Browns are at minus
except
143.
OBJ, do not believe in him.
No.
In fact, you should check. I saw in both of my leagues, I think, Jarvis Landry's coming back.
It's coming back this week.
And nobody owns him.
At all.
So, if you need a wide receiver...
No, I would definitely roster him.
I would grab him and sit him on
sure.
your bench, see how he does. Give him a week.
So the over-under for that game is 50.5, and the Cardinals are plus 120, and the Browns are minus 143. Under 10 and a trip to Moe's for lunch. 6, it breaks down again. Coach. That's fantastic. The Raiders and the Broncos, 3.5 points. Broncos are minus 189. The Raiders are plus 160 with a 44-point over-under.
That's a high
I think that's high, but whatever. I don't make these. I just read them. The Cowboys and the Patriots. Here we go.
We are going to lose to the Cowboys.
We are. So it's a 4-point spread. The Dallas Cowboys are a minus 213. Egads. With the Patriots a plus 175. I wholeheartedly believe that. Point spread of 49.5, and I believe that also to be true. I think it comes in just under, but it's going to be close.
Roster Ramondre Stevenson.
Steelers and Seahawks, 4.5 points. The Steelers are minus 213. Seahawks are plus 175.
Then they get Geno
42.5 points.
as their
Oh my
quarterback.
God, that made me throw up when I heard that the other night.
Yeah, I mean I
I was
haven't heard that
like,
name in 6 years, but
God. Like, how do you know you've hit bottom? Geno Smith's
I was
coming
like,
off the
man.
bench.
that's like the guy I found at the bar.
And the last game for all of our
Smith.
New York friends, the Bills and the Titans, where it's a 4.5 point spread. Obviously, the Bills are going to be favored. So it's a minus 250 to a plus 210, and it's a 54-point over-under, which is one of the higher totals for the week.
Yeah.
I think that's 54 points is probably, I think maybe a tiny bit high. I do think Buffalo slays them and puts up probably 35 to 40-ish points. So
Coach 104 to
104 to 0.
Well, that's not
What if
happening.
the Bills get Derrick Henry?
Oh, I thought you said if they get Derrick Henry, not Derrick Henry. Yeah, they could get Derrick
What
Henry.
if the Bills get Derrick Henry?
I think
they could.
Both the Titans
but-
and the Bills' defense has gotten better as the season's gone on.
I believe so.
So it might be fun to watch. Does
Ooh.
anybody know what time that game is at?
Sherry Marr wants the opinion of, do you play the Dallas defense or Washington? I would play the Dallas defense because I think the Washington defense is going to get absolutely so if you're talking for fantasy purposes, I would play the Dallas defense because I think the Washington defense is going to get so many points scored on it that you're gonna be negative numbers by the end of the game.
Yeah,
the Dallas.
It's tough, at the at the beginning of the season when you were drafting, they said that Washington was going to be this great defense, and they've kind of struggled. I don't think that that's a defense that is worth rostering anymore. I do think that they're going to do an uptick, get better, but I don't know that they're worth more than probably what you have as streaming options, really good streaming options week to week. But 100%.
Yeah.
The answer of this week is the Cowboys.
Yeah, if that's who you're choosing between and you've got nobody else to pick up, I would say, because the Cowboys are going to hold the Patriots to 2 touchdowns
As a
or less.
Patriots fan,
It's just the way it is.
you're going to eat us alive. So, yes.
I would say.
If you need a stream, Indy is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Indy's not a bad choice either. I had Indy in one of my... I don't know which one. I did have them in one, and I dropped them.
I mean,
It
that's...
might have been in my PPR league. I can't remember now. I've made a few trades, a few pickups, and a few drops.
I've already forgotten who the Colts are playing. I'm looking right now.
Let's see. So I've got...
I'm like, why are you saying that?
There
They're playing a suck game. A suck versus suck, right?
Yep.
That's what I remember.
Yep.
Colts
So
are
I had-
playing... the Texans. You know what?
I've got it
I
right
thought that the Patriots were going to eat the Texans alive, and they didn't. So, I don't know, Coach. I mean, I believe that would be the right answer in a normal year, but, I mean, the Colts did pretty good last night. But the Texans surprised the bejesus out of me as a Patriots fan, so who knows? Maybe they'll scheme Carson Wentz.
I don't know why can I not find the game log for the Raiders.
That's true. Indy is a better D than the Pats right now, anyway.
Agreed.
Well, yeah, we've got some crap going on up here that
It's awful up here.
it's really bad. Yeah,
But we
thinking
did have
about-
like 2 decades of like nonstop winning, so
Truth.
it's
Truth.
hard to complain.
Maybe we're trying to pick up draft picks.
Maybe.
Or,
Maybe.
Or we suck.
Where are...
So let's talk, because we're out of time, really.
Yeah, we're like
Let's talk.
up against the clock, as they say.
Let's talk some transaction trends, pickups that you might be interested in.
Coach, I would agree. Indy is 100% better defense
Yes,
than the
we were talking
Patriots.
about that. So let's just talk. I'm looking at these. Obviously, we already talked about Daryl Williams and Devonte Booker. Marlon Mack, I see, is on the transaction trends list here. I don't think he's really worth your time.
Marlon Mack?
No. I mean, maybe if he gets traded to Kansas City, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because Jonathan Taylor did so good. And Marlon Mack is 3rd on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
They hardly used him. I think I saw him catch like 2 passes last night. So
That was it.
have a great
Yeah,
time
yeah.
in a PPR league getting 3 points.
Yeah, good flyer. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and I do that every week. Anytime that I have an available roster slot, like if you have IR, especially if you play in Yahoo leagues. Yeah, Yahoo. I just spoke to my league this week, and they had no idea that if somebody's out on a given week, it allows you to put them in the IR slot. They do not have to be on IR. If they're deemed out for the game, you can put them on IR and just pick up like a random. That's what I did with Tony last week. I told you guys to pick up Tony last week.
Right.
Nobody listened to me.
Yep.
And now he's going to be your waiver wire 1 wide receiver probably this week. I do not believe in what happened with David Njoku. I don't think that that's going to continue, especially with Jarvis coming back as another target, another mouth to feed in Cleveland.
Chad, are you talking about Devonte Booker?
Kansas City's backup is Daryl Williams. Daryl Williams. There's 2. It was Devonte Williams, right? And
Yes.
Daryl Williams or something
Yeah.
like that. But one of them's the Bears backup. You should have both Williamses by now.
Devonte Booker is with the Giants. So I don't know.
Yeah, but remember...
Oh, the backup for Hilaire is Damian Williams, I believe.
No,
if I'm not
Daryl
mis-
Williams.
Daryl.
Damian Williams is the
Is
Bears
the
backup.
Bears backup. Jesus, I can't keep them 2 straight.
Who's probably worth more of your? I mean, if you didn't, you should have picked him up last week. If you're looking at Daryl Williams, he's probably like a 1 or 2 week deal.
Coach.
I do think he might surprise you because he did play when Kareem Hunt was out. He
Williams will be probably slotted
but
as
Daryl,
the number 1
he will be
in Kansas.
He will be.
Yeah.
But you know what wouldn't surprise me? How well he played in the playoffs. It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they had Kareem Hunt.
Oh,
Hunt
yeah,
was out,
yeah.
And they had
Yep.
they had Daryl Williams and Damian Williams. And they both played excellent, but one got hurt. Damian Williams got hurt, and then it was Daryl Williams.
And Daryl Williams stayed.
And he took over, and it was still
and
fantastic.
he was great.
So I wouldn't be surprised. Well, and then again, Andy Reid, he chooses to surprise me. So I would think that you're going to watch the game, see Daryl Williams do better than Edwards-Helaire. And when Edwards-Helaire comes back, he's going to get his job straight back. And I'm going to cry because Williams was better.
And I am not giving up Hilaire in either one of my teams for that reason.
I did hear a rumor about Mack. I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I heard that today too on the radio.
They might have just
and I'm like,
about him. I think that
know.
they'd be a little thin in Indy if they got rid of Mack because I think they only have 3 backs.
Yes.
So.
And they're all. It's like.
It's Hines. Hines is the backup to Taylor, and then it's Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
So, I doubt it. And I'm not sure. Mack, is he still? Is this his 3rd year in the league?
Well, I thought it was
maybe
his
4th.
I think it's his 4th.
I don't know what his contract looks like right now, but anyway.
I'm
still a firm believer. I'm not convinced that you shouldn't pick up Ricky Seals-Jones with Logan Thomas out on IR. He got a lot of targets up against Kansas City, who is 5th best against tight ends this week. Last week, without Logan Thomas, against New Orleans, he got 8 targets. That's a lot of targets. Especially now, Taylor Heineke, being like gunslinger that he is, he's like fearless.
How many of those targets ended up coming to fruition?
5.
Wow, really?
5 for 41. He didn't catch any, it didn't end up being a touchdown, but it very well could have been.
Wow.
And that was a worst matchup, so at least this week against Kansas City. Then he's got his next few weeks, plus they're on bye week 9, look a little rough, but if Thomas has never really impressed me, so if Ricky Seals-Jones can impress while Thomas is out, the schedule that they have for the rest of the season is fantastic, especially the playoffs.
Chad, how dare you talk about Carson Wentz's team that way?
No, I think that the Kansas City, it's oh, did we freeze? No, I just didn't move.
No.
I think that Kansas City is definitely the Mahomes on his feet show.
Yeah.
If anything.
There'll be no running back there to get 20 touches.
No, but you know what it was? It's Hilaire that's ruined the offense.
Yes.
They had to restructure with him because he sucks. And they're trying to make him work, and it's not working. So it's definitely Tyreek Hill. And then
but that's why he's getting so many points. Like, all of his decent PPR points have come because they're forcing the ball to him.
They are, and they're trying. It's just not working. So, I think you'll see. I mean, Hill has to pick up, and I mean, Kelsey's Kelsey. You're never going to not play Kelsey.
You ain't lying. So, Baltimore and LA. So, we're going to do this
What
right now.
are we talking about? Jack Doyle was hurt last week. That's why Mo Alley Cox, who looks fantastic if you watch him play. I don't know why they don't just believe in him.
Stuff here. I'm listening.
I feel like they should just believe in him and let him play because he's better than Jack Doyle. Especially once he receives, he's so much bigger and he can just pick people
way
up,
better
move
than
around.
Jack Doyle.
But they haven't seen that yet. Yeah, you're right. Kansas City's offensive line is terrible.
Okay.
But streaming quarterbacks I'm seeing this week. Taylor Heineke, that's probably true. He might throw a lot of interceptions, but he's like Jameis Winston when he was in Tampa Bay. I'm not interested in Trevor Lawrence, no thank you. And the rest of these I'm not even going to talk about because
Coach says, Wentz sucks too, Chad.
Daryl Williams, we already know that. Devonte Booker. Alex Collins is probably gone because of last week with Chris Carson. So,
Jacob Nixon, welcome to the stream.
I think if you're gonna pick up a running back this week
Traded
that's
Evans
not
and
you're not
Robinson.
putting a waiver in for Williams, then you probably should look at
So
Stevenson.
question,
What is it?
Jacob Nixon, hello sir. I trade Mike Evans and James Robinson, and I get Austin Eckler.
Did you say Mike Evans?
Yeah.
Okay,
just
that's
traded
the
Mike
better
Evans.
answer
Yep.
down there. I mean, my gut says Austin Eckler. Did you watch the game where they carried him into the end zone? He's
Right?
insane.
Right.
Yeah, I would
Wins the coach and wins the shots
probably.
body.
If I was gonna do it, I would really strongly consider it. Maybe can I get?
PPR trade, okay.
Can I get some? Oh yeah. Could I get maybe like
Hold
a
on.
crap other flyer receiver
Let's
that might
look.
have high
Let's
upside
look,
in
yeah.
there?
Let's
But-
see here.
What
So
are you
you're
looking-
talking.
What are you
Eckler?
looking at?
I'm just gonna look up. I want to see Austin Eckler. Let's see what his numbers have been for.
He's been awesome.
I'm sure his numbers have been like insanely high. So in the PPR league I'm in, we're looking at 11, 18, 19, 28, 30. Sure he could chat before you because he was having some trouble last week when we were doing it.
You want to talk about fantasy on Fridays also?
Turning into Fantasy Fridays. Okay, I see.
Maybe
what,
we could have
I
like
see what
just a
you're saying.
Q&A show on
Uh-huh.
Fridays.
And
No.
Coach asked when the shots party was.
It's in
I don't know.
January.
It's in January.
We haven't picked a date yet.
When's the shots party?
All right, so
He may-
does anybody have
Oh.
any other questions while we're still here?
Yes, before we turn this off. Hey, you're doing something from the hospital. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. And now, I hope you're doing well. Is Eric in the hospital?
Sunday before kickoff show. Let's listen to these clowns make you suggestions right before.
What is your last suggestion? Actually, you know what? Some of the other people in the PPR league, like, they're really good with this stuff. They follow it a lot. They would be great to talk to, like, live, like to just sit down just for like a couple of hours if we could ever all
It's
get
tough
together.
because you do
but-
make like you have these assumptions in your mind, so you say all these things that are going to
Right,
happen,
right.
and then you're like, you know what? I'm realizing I've been going and looking around and see like what professional analysts are doing.
Yep.
I should go back to my roots and go with my gut.
Gut instinct, right?
Like if I do not believe in them, do not.
Don't take them.
No. Or don't put them in that week, you know?
I'd be curious to see once like the football season starts to play out, and you really need to get to like
We're playing out.
no, but like
We're here
the
now.
mid-season to really start to
This
be
is
able to
mid-season.
line up like the analysts and how they've actually done
Oh.
well. You need to be like halfway through. So this would be like week 9 for us, really, in like the real world, and then go back and see how their predictions have panned out. I have a suggestion: get a giant.
Oh, I don't know if we're that kind
Chad,
of
I don't know if
involved.
I'm that technically savvy enough to do that.
Maybe
I've thought about it, but I just don't actually know how to do
The
it.
way
I'm
if
not
if
sure.
Sean could Zoom me and share his screen
Yes.
as the
That I
as
think
the
I can
stream,
do.
then
That I
we
think I
could
can
do
do.
stuff like that where we're sharing
I'm
stats in
not
the background. But
If I'm not
I
mistaken.
haven't figured that out yet because he's still making me
CeeLo's
drive
all
over here
in.
for no snack.
CeeLo, I'm gonna make you come up here during like the cold northern winter.
Well, see, Coach N, that's what I'm saying is maybe we secretly are the experts. You know,
Right? Like seriously.
You know your team.
Yep. Wow, look at Coach's record, man. 4-1 in one league, 5-0 in the other.
I'm 4-1 in one league.
Woo!
The other league, I don't want to talk about. Sean beat me on the
Oh.
best week of his life last
Okay.
week, and his producer beat me by 60 points this week when I did well.
That's right, Sherry. January would be
What?
fun. I'm gonna go with CeeLo. They live down towards the Nashville area, so it doesn't get quite as cold down there as it does here. So.
It'll be-
Oh, look at Coach N saying they can meet at the shots
It'll be
party.
cold. The shots will heat you up.
The
Go up,
shots will warm you up for
sweaty.
sure. All right, so is that it? Anybody else have anything they want to add before I shut this off? Anybody? Going once, going twice.
Nothing. I mean, I know there.
My Key West skin wouldn't allow that.
I have this Polish northern skin going on.
Mm-hmm. CeeLo, you definitely cannot get a croc tan up here. Doesn't happen.
No. Maybe like
Beers.
the end
Coach?
of July.
Yes, beers. Beers are had frequently around here. Yeah, why does
Chaz Bono?
Bono clickbait always show up on my fantasy page?
What does that have to do with fantasy football?
I don't know.
Whatever.
That's all right, AAU. You just rest up. Yes, we will have mighty beers. Oh, speaking of having mighty beers, Coach, did you figure anything out? That's where I'll leave it. I won't say much more than that. So, just we'll read in between the lines. Let's see what he says. Coach was working on a few things. Him and I have been working on a couple of things over the last couple of days here. So.
I hate when those Streamlab things come up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they're necessary. Epcot.
Meet up at Epcot. Ooh, CeeLo, that's where I do my best work. Okay. All right. That's a good enough answer for me, Coach.
Who do you think is the best football player in the world? Did that come from Coach?
Waiting for my replacement. I have a question here.
Oh no, that's not Coach. That's a name that is in other letters.
Oh. I don't know who that person is.
I mean, I don't follow much soccer.
Football,
but
yeah.
My
So he's
answer
talking
is
soccer.
yes. Ronaldo would be my answer.
Yeah, because I would say, in the world of all time, I would go with Pele.
Right. What are we talking about?
That's who my choice would be, but
Somebody's getting married, apparently.
have a care package for me. I may need one. Friday night goes well enough. Yes, so the football we're talking about is American football, just to make that clear.
We're invading. England.
Yeah,
But surely.
so
Somebody
that's
has a
okay.
game this week in the morning, right?
Robert Lewandowski. Okay. The what? I'm sorry. The what?
I said somebody has a London game this week too, right?
How many is scheduled this year? 4?
Something like that.
4, 5, something like that.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, Coach. Is that a package for me? Should I?
Sunday at 9:30, Dolphins and Jaguars Eastern time.
How?
Oh, they're gonna be so bad in London.
They're gonna be terrible in London.
Jesus, get ready for that, guys.
So. Oh man. Well, CeeLo, maybe if we take Lindsay's suggestion and I'll message with Chad a little bit, because he seems to know a lot about green screens and stuff, and I do not know much about that. But maybe we could drop a green backdrop and we do some
CeeLo?
zoom in and
You could do CeeLo as like a phone a friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case, like if I'm here and I
He could be a stats guy.
like zoom her in, and we both have green screens. You know what I mean?
It's possible. Anything's possible. As you can tell, we're definitely high tech right now on this outdoor card table.
This is so high tech.
My-
Y'all remember this when this channel blows up and we're like on the road doing stuff with the producers. Say this all started
on
in
top of this
the back room on top of a
muffin box.
cardboard box on a chair and an outdoor card table that's about 2x2.
Yeah, my computer's on a muffin box. This is how we live.
Yep. So Coach, send me a message as to how that gets acquired. Yes. I knew you when.
Yep.
That's right. I knew you when. Is she gonna be like, see that shirt? That shirt design I did way back when.
2021.
When he was a nobody. He's still a nobody, but I did that a long time ago.
I still think we need to go.
Coach!
What?
I'll explain it to you when we're done. That's hilarious. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it.
We need to go. We need to go meet Coach at a bar in like Buffalo.
Right?
And we need to go, listen. But we need to go in and pretend like we're big shots. Like act like we're celebrities.
Just
Oh
walk
my
in there.
God! Are you sure?
Yes. I'm good at that game. Oh, I'm real good at that
what we need
game.
to do.
I do that a lot in Epcot with some of my other friends when we go down there to drink around the world. It works really, really well.
It'll be perfect. I can't wait.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, Morgan. Sure. Oh, you have an 8:30 a.m. game in Taunton on Saturday? Hey, what are you doing Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m.?
That's a great question.
No way.
Sleeping still, likely.
Oh, Coach, I'll meet you at the field.
You're in Taunton?
So his daughter is on a travel team, so he'll be out here.
That's a distance to travel,
Listen,
sir.
a lot of really high end like travel teams travel literally across the country.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Example A.
he's a spectator. He's not coaching.
No, yeah, he's watching. Yeah, Coach, you let me know what field you're gonna be at, if it's like the high school or if it's down at oh gosh, what's the one up off of Norton Ave there?
I guess it depends on what sport we're talking, because it could be at like 4 Kicks or something. If it's like a soccer thing,
I think it's softball.
They do indoor
I
softball.
think it's
at 4
fall
Kicks?
ball. No,
I don't know.
they do indoor soccer. Ah, all right, CeeLo. See, we got a bunch of dad
But
coach
where is like
people. So
what happened to what was that place that was on 44? Don't they have a new spot in 4 Kicks?
yeah.
Fielder's Choice. I thought they put.
Oh,
something
so
in.
they were supposed to be batting cages there, but that fell
Yeah,
through.
but I thought that they're at 4 Kicks now.
Oh, are they?
I think so.
There are batting cages over there.
I don't know.
Maybe
but
that is them.
We'll see.
Anyways, yeah, Coach, send me on the cord. Send me a message, so I know where you're gonna be, and I will go out there and meet up with you Saturday morning, and maybe I'll drag her with me. Mm-hmm. Oh, we can get breakfast. That could be fun.
Or you could save it for lunchtime. The food's better.
I have a wedding to be at like 10:30 in the morning though.
Oh, lame.
So it happens. All right. I'm closing this down. You guys are killing me.
We're at our peak.
Oh gosh,
15 people watching
We've
now.
gone from gambling to like an emoji-filled chat, and it's absolutely hilarious. I totally get it. I'll explain it to her when we're done.
He says
but
that he's gonna
I love
forget,
it.
just like the snacks.
I love it. No, you need to like make sure I don't forget when this ends, because I think it's absolutely outrageous. Oh, look at Costa Mom. Yep, that's great. All right, so listen, we're done. We've been at this for an hour and a half. You're going to see us Thursday. We should be doing, with a stroke of luck and a little bit of wisdom, A tin can Thursday from Bay State Brewing, which is out in the Worcester area. Worcester!
I think we're meeting somebody there.
Potentially. I gotta try to...
I mean, if we're not, then we should pick
I gotta
something closer.
yeah, I'm gonna solidify that. So if our potential special guests do not meet us, then we will come closer instead of going to Worcester. So Devore has been ninja watching.
I got nothing but time for y'all. So if you have something else that you want to do, if you
answer the damn call. I love it.
Yeah. If we can't do our meetup on Thursday, there's plenty of other Thursdays to be had.
Yep, Devore is here. She's answering the call. I love it. I'll tell you what I like to do with that phone. Make sure to check out. Yeah, so Sam is going to be on doing, I think, an hour of hockey. Is it 8 o'clock? It's either 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Go over to his channel. So he'll be on shortly. Okay. I don't know. All right. So we will see beers Saturday night. Probably Coach, I would say, because my so the wedding I got to be at. I think I have to be there at 10:30 in the morning.
Are you doing anything special? Or are you just attending it?
We're just attending it. And I think it should be done and over by like 1-2 o'clock, and then I'll be home the rest of the day. So yeah, and then when I get home, I'll hit you up. But I will definitely on the way out of town in the morning, we'll swing over and see you at the field first. So retro tonight, old cartoons. Oh, tonight's is retro night. Okay, yeah. So that's at 8 o'clock usually. So you got about 30 minutes to recover, reset, and then go over to Sam's channel and enjoy his retro night. So, all right, everybody. Thanks. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit that like button. Drop us a comment. Tell us what you think. Once the stream's over, hit the comment section. So
bring your QR codes.
Bring your QR codes. Damn right I am. I'm going to get Coach to shoot the QR code on Saturday. And then when I go to the wedding, I'm just going to walk around to like the 100 wedding guests and be like, can you take a picture of this, please?
I'm still waiting on you to print those temporary tattoos of the QR code stuff.
I'm going to be like this. Hey, baby, check that out right here. Shoot that thing.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I love it. All right. So, is that, or is that tacky? No, that's not tacky. I'm bringing a whole crap ton of them. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. We will see you on Thursday.